everybody? It is me, Brick Break Studio Animates, and we've got 500 videos now. So to celebrate, I'm going to be ranking my top 50 videos ever made. So yeah, let's start off the list. At number 50, we have Lego Bat Guy the Movie. This was just a fun little goofy side project I made after I got the Batman Batcave for Christmas. It's basically an over-embellished story about how the Riddler blows up Batman's house. So yeah, that one was pretty fun to make. Now moving on to our next one. At number 49, we have When You Disrespect Walking the Plank, which is an old stop motion of mine. In fact, it's one of my first 10 videos ever made. And it's basically just a silly little 10-second joke. Like, this audio segment is longer than the entire video. So yeah, I loved making it, so I thought I'd give it a shot on the list. There are only a couple stop motions on here, so I figured I'd better represent. In spot number 48, we have What to Expect from Me in 2023. Now, this video wasn't really good, and it's not that interesting compared to all my other videos, but I only have it on the list because it's advertising that I may hit 1,000 subs, and I'm already at 1.5k halfway into the year. So yeah, I figured I'd just place it here. Now at spot 47, we have a bit of an interesting scenario. So I posted the Bush incident pretty long ago, but for some reason it was deleted, which I don't know how it got deleted. But so I reposted it, and I just don't really think it's a great video. So yeah. Not much to say about this one. At spot number 46, we have Surviving in the Wild. Now, this video is really over-embellished because the original story is not that interesting, and I just think it's a fine video compared to the rest of these. So yeah, that's our second animation on this list already. Next up, in spot 45, we have one of the videos for my first ever series, the Killing BBSA Man series. Now, in this part, it's just a funky little animation where Electro destroys BBSA Man. And I just think it's neat. There's a better one coming up, but yeah. In spot number 44, we have a episode to a series that you'll be seeing a lot of on this list, the Popcorn Podcast. This episode being about my shiny Hoot Hoot that I found in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So yeah, the Popcorn Podcast isn't as good as I used to think it is, but I still like it. So yeah, there will be more of them coming up. When I said more coming up, I mean immediately, because this time we have Popcorn Podcast A Real Interview, where I interviewed the Salty Sea Boy, Pilot 32.
Help, BBSA Man has been trapped in a secret underground lair.
You heard none of that. And wow, our third Popcorn Podcast episode in a row, we've got The Spirits of Halloween, which is one of my favorite Popcorn Podcast episodes, just because it set up something that never happened. But yeah, I just really like the character design of the vampire. That's like the entire reason I like this episode. So yeah. Anyways, okay, so bread fight, alright? It is one of my most recent videos. Basically, my two friends, Ben and Henson, they both make bread, and they wanted me to animate a bread fight because they both know I do YouTube. So, yeah, bread fight. So, yeah, bread fight. Alright, this one, another funny one. We're packing up with the heat with the song No Riz, which is one of my most popular videos for some reason. I wrote that song as a joke, and all my friends play it all the time. Like, I went to a party the other day with my friends, and they were just playing it. It was awful. So anyways, I'm gonna make more music. So yeah. All right, just another random one thrown in here. Welcome to my channel. It's just a fun little project I made to introduce people to my channel, and I think it's pretty neat, so it gets on the list. Yay! The actual tutorial on how to make one is not on this list. So yeah. Alright, another Popcorn Podcast episode. This time, the failed reboot. And why do I say failed reboot? Because I never made another one after this. This is the last Popcorn Podcast episode. Now, there are some things that went on behind the scenes that I'm not going to talk about right now. But, yeah. So, that's a pretty good video. I like it. Alright, so, the Clone Army, series is kind of dumb, but it was good, so, I thought it was good back then, so, I'm just putting one on the list, so yeah. This is the third part, which I think is slightly better than the other, I don't know how many, but yeah, it's neat, it's alright. Remember when I did a Minecraft playthrough? Yeah, that was wild. I only posted one episode, but I kept in the world, but I just didn't record the rest of it because I didn't feel like it. So yeah, it's a good video. I like the editing.
I am the banjo boy who loves to sing his banjo song. Oh, I'm the banjo boy, I hope you sing along.
One of the more loreful episodes of the Popcorn Podcast, and my third favorite, I think. So yeah, or fourth favorite. Oops. It's pretty good. R.I.P. Shade E. He was a good personal defense agent, but he's gone now. So yeah, Popcorn Podcast. There's not a lot to say about it. This video gets the award for best thumbnail on my entire channel. This video was just a little poop that I made after watching the Little Mermaid movie and deciding it was awful. I might actually make a longer video about it. So yeah, it was a pretty awful movie. Scuttle, they massacred him. Yeah. Alright, Popcorn Podcast, The Army of Eyes. It's pretty good. I got a guest actor for this one, which is always a plus. And, another lore-based one where the world gets destroyed by eyes. I wish I made the part 2, but I didn't. So, yeah. That probably would be pretty high up here, too, if I actually made it. And, I mean, I did start making it. I just never finished. So now there's Popcorn Podcast Lost Footage. My old meme-worthy pal, Ed Sheeran. I made this video just as a joke, because, I saw someone clowning on Ed Sheeran, and, you can't clown on my boy Eddie Sheds, so yeah, Ed Sheeran music is meme-worthy, alright. This video's 8 minutes long already, making it the longest video on my channel, so, that's wild. Oh, an old stop motion of mine is BBSA Man Gets Stabbed. In the oldest series on my channel, BBSA Man Getting Killed, this was the first installment. It was actually my third video ever. So, that's a little wild to think about. But, I like it. It's funny. Ah! Right before I edited the previous segment, I caught this shiny Ditto in Pokemon Go and peed myself a little. Just thought, you guys should know that. Yeah. My sports experience. Now, this is one of my most misleading thumbnails, because I've never once played basketball in my life. So yeah. It's a fun video. I liked it. It's one of my lower animations in terms of ranking, but it's still fun. It's also criminally underviewed. So yeah. Honestly, I don't know why I made this video. It's a commentary on global warming. Just kind of random. So yeah, I think it's pretty neat, but yeah. Alright, now for my least popular series aside from, the Lizard's Conquest, which only one person has watched, is The Sub, which was a 7-part series about a substitute teacher. I had a lot of fun making these videos. These were some of my favorites to make, and this is just my least favorite of them. So, yeah. The sub 5 is at the bottom of the sub ranking. Whoops. It was actually the 6th sub. That's my least favorite. Sorry, I got confused. It's pretty late when I'm making this. By that I mean it's like 7 o'clock. But I'm tired, okay? So if I don't add anything in post, this video just hit the 10-minute mark, which is nuts. And I'm only saying this because there's not much to say about the sub 7. It's good. Watch it. Bye. Alright, now we got the sub 2. I like the sub 2. You like the sub 2. We all like the sub 2. All of you should watch the sub 2 and the entire sub series. Because maybe it'll be important soon. What am I saying? Nothing. Alright, the sub 3. It's pretty good. I keep saying that. The thumbnail for this one's my favorite. So yeah. The one that started an 7-part series. That would be funny if there was an 8th part. I wonder. Alright, we're taking a quick break from the sub to talk about one of my favorite episodes of the the parking podcast. The popcorn podcast. I made this episode while I was at scout camp with one of my friends. So yeah, it's fun. And the continuation of that episode, a spin-off of the Popcorn Podcast, where I introduced a fan favorite character, Spring. So yeah, he's actually a middle school science teacher. Just a random thing. Batman and Spider Guy. It's a fun stop motion that I made. It was the second video on my channel, and it's pretty groovy. So yeah. Alright, another classic here. The Rhino kills BBSA Man. Another one of my oldest videos ever. And part of my oldest series ever. So yeah, I think it's pretty neat. I don't have much to say about some of these. Alright, here we have the fingerprinting mirror badge, which is a short little stop motion I made. Because I got the fingerprinting mirror badge, and I thought it was kind of a dumb mirror badge. The moving making mirror badge. My favorite stop motion of mine. It's pretty good. I spent way too much time on it, though. I literally spent like a day and a half just working on this. It was wild. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. So it's here on the list. Alright, my first story time video. It is really bad, but it has a special place in my heart. Because I would have not made any of the other videos coming up if I hadn't made this one. This video, growing up on a farm, is about how when I was like 1 to 3, I lived on a farm in southeast Michigan. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good video. You think it's a pretty good video. It's a pretty good video, but not my best work. Alright, I think this is the best Popcorn Podcast episode up here. So, it's just a good episode of the Popcorn Podcast. That's all there really is to say about it. I interviewed Joshua, the E2, and it was a good interview. And then Interrupting Joe showed up. We actually filmed this one in the parking lot of our school, which was kind of a mistake because some random mutual friend of ours came up and started bothering us, Interrupting Joe. So that was wild. This video is almost 15 minutes long. Jeez Louise. Alright, in my opinion, the second best episode of this sub, with my favorite thumbnail out of all of them, is the episode of Sub where the sub, Mr. Jack, talks about how awful bullying is. It'd be crazy if, he got kicked out of his school, but then came to a different one. Wouldn't that be weird? So yeah, this is the exact middle point of the series in terms of chronologically, but not for long. What did I say? No, what? And the best episode of the sub is episode 5. It's my favorite episode. I've been recording for this for so long, and I've run out of interesting things to say. So yeah, it's a good episode. Yes, the sub is gonna return. I'll talk about that at the very end of this video, if you make it that far, because I might not. Alright, Cursed Mud, or also known as Lake Mud, is a video that I made where I kind of had an uncanny character. Now, you've seen most of my characters in this tier list. You've seen the original sloppy one, the one with a huge head, the tall and skinny one with white skin, the one with soulless eyes, and the most recent one, which is the only one that has stayed for a relatively long amount of time. So, yeah, this video is pretty keen, other than the weird character design, but, it's good. I think this has been my longest segment out of all the videos, as a minute long, so, yeah. Alright, one of my more recent videos, High BBSA Edition. It's a parody of the, High video by that one lady from, She Sings. I just wanted to make a quick little parody, because I like doing parodies. But yeah, it's a good video. You should watch it. I actually made the music in the background in my spare time, which was fun, because I actually learned how to mix music, which is fun. Alright, another one of my recent parodies, this time a parody of SS Sniper Wolf, XQC, and a bunch of other creators who just react to content. But, I just thought it was funny, and, this is one of my only videos on the channel that Logan thinks is funny. So, yeah. Alright, the first video on my channel, The Federation of Villains, a classic, made on January 5th of 2022. This was the start to a great empire. I made it right before my orchestra concert. I was a little late because of it. And I posted it to my newly made YouTube channel, Brick Break Studio Animates, which at the time had a user picture of literally just a stock footage of Legos. So, yeah. I have grown and changed so much in such little time. But, yeah. It's my first video, and I have a lot of sentimental value to it, and I really like it. But I don't think I'll ever make a stop motion again. I don't like making stop motion anymore. It's just hard. I forgot to mention in the last entry, but we're now in the top 10 with number 9, Franklin the Frog. Now, this video is about how I caught a frog at Camp Rotary in 2021. But here's the thing. I went back to Camp Rotary a couple weeks ago in 2023, and I caught Jalapeno the Frog, Chili Pepper the Frog, Bartholomew the Frog, Charlie the Snake, Dante the Snake, my friend caught Forky the Snake, 2 fish, a wasp, I got stung by 2 yellow jackets, and I almost got a turtle, but I sank into some mud. So I caught a lot more. Oh, I forgot to mention my 2 moths, Mothra and Jimmy. So yeah, I caught way more than just 1 frog. So I will probably make at least 2 videos about Camp Rotary eventually. But yeah, you can look out for that coming up soon. I was wrong about the Popcorn Podcast thing. I made an editing error. This is the best episode of the Popcorn Podcast. Now there was some other issues behind the scenes of this one too that I'm also not going to get into. But yeah, I don't know why this video got so many views. I do think it's the best of the Popcorn podcast. I don't think it's that good. I'm actually glad it got usurped by the CMF Showdown and then another video in the top 10. But I think it deserves its spot at number 8. Alright, the sledding incident. Number 6. It's good. Alright, a shocking experience. Now, a shocking experience is a pretty top-notch video about how in my communication arts class, my computer tried to kill me. Basically, I won. My computer no longer works. I'm very sad about it, but at least it stopped trying to kill me. So, yeah. I don't have a computer. I do all my videos on a phone. Think about that. Yeah. I'm using Video Leap on my iPhone right now. It is so laggy. Literally my entire phone lags whenever I do anything just because of this app. So, little rant about, not having a computer anymore. But I'll get a new one soon. Alrighty. Basically, I'm not even allowed to talk about this video anymore, because if I do, all my Boy Scout boys will, they'll, not be very nice about it. I am forbidden from talking about this, so if you want to hear about it, I guess you'll just have to watch the original video. Alright, another funny one. I made this for social studies. This video, basically in social studies, we had a project. Quick tangent. My social studies teacher was amazing. He was a really old guy who was retiring that year, but he packed so much energy in his class. He was a great teacher. But he was always doing these creative projects. And for one of them, we had to create a comic book about ancient Rome. And I happened to have my computer that I animated on. So I made my comic strip in Flip-a-Clip. And then I added voice over to it. And I think this contains my favorite Flip-a-Clip drawing, which you will see in the video. Hint, it involves a meme and the color purple. But you'll just have to watch the video for yourself. Alright, we're in the top 3, baby. And with this video, merit badges. Another video about, you guessed it, Boy Scouts. Now, merit badges is based on my 2022 Camp Randsburg experience, which was not as good as my 2021 or 2023 Rotary experience, but still an amazing time. I think I get some flack for making a bunch of videos about Boy Scouts, but I'm just gonna keep cooking. I'm making extra videos about Boy Scouts, because that's my favorite thing to make videos about. And you may be like, oh, nerd emoji. Yes, I am the nerd emoji. Yeah. No, seriously though, my favorite subject is social studies. Yeah. At the penultimate spot, we have I Almost Died Thrice, my number 1 storytime animation ever. Basically, this video was one of my first storytime animations. I made it during winter break, and it's about all the times where I got really hurt, or had a really close call with fate. You'll have to watch the video to see what they are. Yeah, that's my thing now. I gotta do that every so often. But yeah, this video is very good, and you should watch it. I know I sound really awkward in this video, but that's because it's just so long. I'm normally used to making quick, snappy comedy. Like, oh my god, we just hit 25 minutes. Ha ha ha. Finally, my number one video. I made this in history, or made this for history class. I think it's my best video. It's my most popular long video, but that's not the only reason it's my best video. I think it's my most funny video. I think it's my most creative video. I changed up my visual style for this video. I got a lot of comments like, oh my gosh, I can't believe an actual white person made this, which was funny. I just really like this video, and I'd like if you watched it to the 3 people left. The only person who's making it this far is like my friends, my mom, and Dragons, my Romanian friend. So to the 6 or 7 people who made it this far, y'all are mad lads. And with that, I am finally finished with this gargantuan project. This video is almost 30 minutes long, and easily the video I have spent the most time on out of all of my catalog. So I have a couple of announcements. First of all, I'm going to start posting again, because I couldn't post for 2 weeks, because I didn't want my 500 video to be off. Second, my second channel, BBSA 2, is going to be up and running again with completely different content than my main channel, no reposts. With similar videos, it's just more of what you love. And third of all, yes, I am rebooting the sub. I already made the video. I made it like a week before this thing was finished. And almost like a week and a half before it comes out. I've just been waiting for this to be done so I can post it. So the sub will return. And a very special message to all who have made it this far. Thanks.